First is initiation, establish training, regulation, and determination your objective. Example is bago ka gumawa ng plano sa pagsasanay, mahalagang maunawaan mo muna ang mga umiiral na alituntunin o regulation tungkol sa pagsasanay. This is construct the table of specification. It will serve as a guide in the preparation of a set of competency assessment methodology for a certain. Example is ay magiging gabay mo sa paggawa ng mga pagsusulit or assessment. Construct test item that the number of required for a set of competency assessment instruments. Example is mas mainam na gumawa ng mas maraming item sa pagsusulit kaysa sa kinakailangan. Ito ay upang matiyak na mayroon kang sapat na mga item na magagamit sa pagsusulit. Disassemble that items for the test. Example is this means gathering all the individual questions or tasks that you create and putting them together in a logical orders to form the complete test. Is write clear and concise directions for each type of question. Example is each section of the test is study every aspect of the assembled test. After the test assembled and direction are writing. Example is this is a crucial quality control step. Thoroughly review the entire test, including the questionnaires, instructions, and overall flow to catch any errors, inconsistencies, or areas for improvement before administering it. Guidelines for teacher-made tests as to format include is items first. Example is simulan ang pagsusulit sa mga tanong o gawain na madali para sa mga mag-aaral. Next is group smaller items and together matching completions. Example is para sa mga uri ng tanong na may maliliit na item tulad ng pagtutugma ng mga salita o pagkukumpleto ng mga pangungusap, ayusin ang mga ito ng makasama sa isang section. Is put all of an items on the same page. Example is avoid splitting test items across page to maintain a smooth flow for test takers. Next is number continuously. Example is number all items sequentially for easy reference and to prevent confusion. Is write clear, precise direction. Example is instructions should be unambiguous and easy to understand to ensure all test takers interpret the question that the same way. This is for ease of correcting, place blanks for response to one side of the paper or use a separate answer sheet. Example is this makes grading more efficient and accurate. Is avoid pattern response in true, false, multiple choice or matching exercise. Example is randomizing answer case prevents test takers from guessing answers based on patterns. Next is proofread the test carefully for clarity, errors. Example is thoroughly review the test for typo errors and any unclear wording before printing. Next is make sure copies of the test are dark and legible. Example is ensure the printed copies are clear and easy to read to avoid any issue during the test. First, in the formulation of test questions for writing tests. First is keep in mind that it is not possible to measure at all outcomes of instruction with one type of test. Example is needed to comprehensively evaluate different learning outcomes. Devise your items so that the type of required that train to actually apply things learners rather than merely recalling or recognize facts. Example is focus on assessing the application of knowledge and skills, not just rote memorization. Questions should require trains to use their understanding in practical context. Next is make certain that the type of the test item used for measuring each objective is the one that will measure the objective. Example is if the objective is to apply a concept, use a problem-solving question rather than a simple recall question. Next is avoid tricky or catching questions. Example is questions should assess understanding, not test taking skills. Avoid questions that are confocusing or really one word plays. Do not state statements directly from the books and use them as test items. Example is avoid directly copying statements from textbooks. Next is do not to make sure that no items can be answered simply be referring to the other items. Example is questions should be independent of each other. Avoid situation where answering one question make another question trivially easy. Is do not include an item for which the answer is obvious to a person who does not know the subject matter. Example is question should require knowledge of the subject matter. Avoid question where the answer is easily guessable even without subject knowledge. Is word the items in the simplest manner possible. Example is use clear and concise language, avoiding jargon or complex sentence structures. Next is arrange the items so that response will not form a particular pattern. Example is randomize the order of question or answers to prevent predictable response patterns. These guidelines for constructing effect true-false items. First is use true-false items only when there is a clear-cut true or false answer to the question. Example is iwasan ang mga tanong na may pagkiling batay sa opinion o maaring bigyang kahulugan sa maraming paraan. Is construct items that are entirely true or entirely false. Example is iwasan mga tanong na naglalaman ng mga pahayag na bahagyang totoo o bahagyang mali. Number 3 example is avoid absolute terms like always, never, all, or none. This often makes statements false, while qualifiers like sometimes or often tend to make them true. Next is number 4 is example is avoid directly copying material, reprising force deeper understand and prevent rote memorization. State items positively rather than negatively. Example is praise statements in the affirmative. Negative statements are harder to understand and can lead to errors. 6 example sa 6 is distribute true and false answering randomly, avoid creating patterns. Is number 7 avoid testing for trivial details. Example is focus on assessing understand of core concepts and important information, not minor or insignificant details. Next is number 8 example is if a statement is potentially debatable or subject to different interpretations, cite the source to provide context and avoid bias. Is guidelines for constructing effectively multiple choice items. Present a single definite concept in the STEM. Example is the questions should present only one clear problem or question. Next is number 2 example is any words that are common to all options should be part of the question stem itself, not repeated in each option. Examples is all options should follow the same grammatical structure as the stem. Next is number 4. The example is the wording of the correct answer should not be overly similar to the wording of the stem. 5. Construct items with a single best item. Example is there should be only one clearly correct answer for each question. 6 is example is likely and improves the reliability of the test. Next is number 7. Example is all options should seem reasonably possible to someone who does not know the answer. 8. Example is organize option in a logical order to improve readability and make the test easier to complete. Is number 9 is avoid placing constructing option together as this can make the correct answer obvious. Next is the line and level of detail of options should be roughly equal. Next is delete specific determines from the alternative. Example is remove absolute terms like always, never, all, or none from the answering option themselves as this can act as clue. Next example is these options are often unreliable because they can give away the correct answer or make the question too easy to guess. Last is 13 is example is do not place directly opposing answers next to each other. This make it too obvious which answer is correct. Next is 14. Example is frame questions positively unless the focus is specifically on an expectation. Last is 15. Randomly distribute the placements of the correct answer among the options. Is information sheet 1.5 to 3 table of specification. Example is the figure 1 in the symbol A6013 signifies tensile strength, welding position, material thickness, and maximum weld length. Next is comprehensive. Example niya is the measure is used to measure the amount of illuminations, determine the speed of electric motor, measure the resistance of a lighting cable, test the insulation's resistance of a circuit application. Example is to measure the voltage of a circuit you connect. First is a voltmeter across the line and an ammeter across the line, a voltmeter in a series with the line, and an ammeter in series with the line. Thank you for watching.